starting with lower body.
Yeah, so you're going to sit here up to about, if you can get up to around 90 degrees or so with your hip, that's good. And you're just going to make really wide circles each side, each way.
How many reps are we
60
talking?
seconds or so.
Okay.
So it's good to have a timer. Just go each way. Should be really forcing it, so you should have quite a calf pump at the end of this.
Yeah, it's starting to fucking burn.
Yeah. So if it's starting to burn at the top, think it's more about pushing away.
Okay.
Get the calf involved as well. Good. Swap to your other side and do the exact same movement there. Now this is probably best barefoot, just so you're completely unrestricted.
Yeah, around the ankle.
Yeah, cracking and popping is completely normal.
I find it harder to put this one around the circle.
So then, yeah, you just really work into that restriction there. Nice cracking.
And do you have to go both ways, or does it not really matter which way you go?
Doesn't really matter so much, but I tend to find that going from in to out works here a little bit more.
Yeah.
And then going from out to in, I tend to find a bit of more of a contraction into the calf. So it's nice to just change it up. If it's feeling too burning one way, then go the other.
Yeah. Okay.
Next thing you're going to do is jump into some ankle glides. So using a box like this, leg up, knee forward, roll, keeping your knee in a straight line. Heel's going to come off, and then you come back. So you're really forcing it forward till you feel that stretch in the front of your ankle and back.
Okay.
Good.
Do you push your hips through?
Yeah, push your hips through. Should feel a bit of a pull on the back, in your back leg into the hip flexor.
Yeah.
You can use an upper limb support for this, in a squat rack if you feel that's going to help you pull a little bit further in.
You have to pull yourself forward.
Yeah. Excellent, swap up there. So really about 10 to 15.
So why rolling onto the front of your foot? So, like, obviously if you're keeping your heel down, then you get a lot of ankle mobility. Why with this one we're going?
Just massively exaggerating the motion.
Okay.
So if you look at where your weight is when you come forward, then your hips become right over the joint.
Yeah.
And it's that pressure, it's that weight that we can use to create more tension.
Okay, yeah.
And elicit just more changes. Perfect. And relax. So this is probably, I find, the most horrible one, is using a bar as a foam roller. So right onto the edge itself. You can use this bit, so it's not as effective. Just get right on the Achilles and roll back and forward on it. If you don't, Jim's not happy with you using a bar for this, use a foam roller.
Yeah.
It'll get 90% of the job done. So we're just looking for about 60%, 60 seconds each side. And quite a high intensity, so you're really really forcing this. Kind of rolling up and down, a little bit side to side, just get your foot rolling either way.
Oh yeah. God damn. It's not too bad in the middle and the outside, but my inside.
Inside there. Good. Again, as I said, you're looking for about 60 seconds each side. It'd be interesting to see if that tightness and that pain is the same on your
on the other side.
Well.
Yeah. It's quite interesting doing it on the collar as well. It gets like right stuck in rather than it being like a flat, like the end of the barbell. Yeah, my inside's fine on that one.
On the outside?
Fine. Yeah, this side doesn't feel bad at all. Yeah, it's all my right side.
If you jump up, I'll show you the next one. So we're just practicing that deep squat position with chest up. So we're really sinking into this one. Taking a bar. If you're not strong enough to use the bar yet, just use like a PVC pipe or a wooden dowel.
Yeah.
Get into your squat stance. Come right down. And just to make this whole position a little bit less boring, we're just going to get some bicep work in there. Using your elbows to sort of open up your hips a little bit, trying to stay upright. You're going for about 15 curls.
I suppose also the bicep isn't the main focus here, but it will take the focus away from the stretch a little bit.
Yeah, it'll take the focus off the stretch, and also if you're trying to stay upright, the bicep's going to help that.
Yeah. Yeah, just countering the balance.
Mm-hmm. It's going to challenge you because as the bar comes further out, it's going to want to pull you forward. You're going to get a lot of muscle engagement to try and stay up. Obviously for you, you could use something heavier if you wanted.
Yeah, yeah, because I feel like I could go back further, but I'll tip over.
Perfect, relax there. So I would go through all of that 3 times.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. 2 if you're in a push.
Yeah.
Or if you're, really worried about kind of warming up too much.
Yeah.
Which you shouldn't really be.
Yeah, and that's too bad.
You could do this twice, but that's just, someone who's really struggling with squat depth.
Yeah.
This is going to be a perfect warm up to just get the ankles going, and then we get the hips and we work the upper back position as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'll add that one in myself as well and see what the difference is.
There's one more you can do, and it's just the snatch. So stop press. So you're getting to, a wider bar than this. Try and just get overhead squat as low as you can go.
Okay.
And hold that position. That's going to work your upper back a lot, as well as getting you into that open hip position. So nice and wide, overhead, squat down. Yeah. So you're having to really work to get that thoracic extension.
Yep. Oh. Yeah, that's a tricky one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Feel like cramping in my back. Yeah, that's one that I could work on.
Yeah.
That's good. So it'll not take you more than 10-15 minutes to go through that 3 times
Max.
properly. Yeah.
Maximum. Because you're looking, 2 minutes for the ankle circles.
Yeah.
Ankle glides, really 1 minute total. The foam rolling is another 2 minutes. That's up to 5 minutes already. Squat curls, minute, 6 minutes. So from 12 to 18 minutes.
Yeah.
To work the way through, depending on 2 or 3 sets.
Yeah. So not too long in the gym and very doable at home as well.
Exactly.
Room handler.
And this is going to have an effect all day long.
Yeah.
So if you've only got an hour in the gym,
you can do it in the morning.
Do it in the morning. It's going to have effects that's going to last all day.
Yeah.
So
even if you're not going to the gym, it'd be worth doing as well.
Yeah, because it keeps that momentum of change up.
Yeah.
So we're constantly eliciting new changes, eliciting new growth, and most importantly, building into really awkward positions.
Yeah.
To allow you to access the mobility.
And particularly ones that are challenging.
Yeah.
That's the ones you want to work on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it should be kind of as you are now, like your heart rate's getting up a little bit.
Yeah.
You're starting to go, okay, now I'm working.
Yeah.
You're not going to get that by doing a simple hamstring stretch.
Yeah.
You're going to feel, oh yeah, I'm pulling the muscle. What are you really warming up?
This is the thing with jumping on a bike as well. Although it's not the worst idea, get heart rate up, get heat up. It's not really putting you in any different position than, it's still a very closed position.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So as much as it's good for raising the heart rate and warming up, which is better, it's not challenging any positions.
No, and it's exactly that. It's the challenging the positions. So I struggle with squat depth. Well, what features squat depth? You have to be here. We're going to exaggerate as far as we can.
Yeah.
Knee forward. Don't know if the mic picked up my knee snapping there, but and then holding that squat position.
Yeah.
And just allowing yourself to ease into it. A lot of people are guilty of, getting the bar, doing 10,
yeah.
popping 60 on, doing 10, popping 100 on, doing 10,
Yeah.
then getting into their warm up, working weights.
Yeah.
So we don't want to just be taking those massive leaps if we've done nothing to build the foundation before.
Yeah. Would you just hold your hands?
I just had my
knees?
legs, ankles crossed.
Oh, okay.
Saves actually whipping back and kicking yourself.
Yeah. How far back are you to get on this?
Just right onto your shoulders there. That's perfect, yeah.
I never made it all the way back up there. Oh, I can get used to mobility being this one. This is brilliant. Just imagine me in the corner of the gym doing this.
Yeah, that's my coach.
Yeah, he's gone insane.
He's lost his mind. Right, and then you would flip over onto hands and knees and go into whichever variant of wrist rolls you think are going to challenge you the most. So to challenge the front, the actual wrist a bit more, to challenge more of the bicep, and a little bit of actual chest loading as well.
Yeah.
Get a bit more when you roll forward, and then back here you really challenge your wrist.
Yes, that one's definitely that for me.
Good. Talk me through what you were feeling
So
there.
that actually, with the second time going through that, was a lot nicer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I actually quite like doing the front one just to load the wrist. I feel it's quite intense with the weight over the wrist. And then it's not as bad there. Coming back onto the wrist is not as much weight. But it's engaging everything coming forward. All this is lighting up to hold the weight.
Yeah.
It's kind of best of both worlds, and my wrists actually feel a lot better. I'd be comfortable going out in overhead presses or benching from that.
It's quite remarkable how much core engagement you actually get from this one.
Yeah.
But just getting everything to work together.
Yeah.
So to produce that mobility. So this one is milking the cow. So you can hold there, and you're just going to pull up and then lower down, sort of either both sides or one after the other. As you do it, you can move your forearms up and down here, getting a bit of fascial release into the arm itself. Again, around 15 reps or so. Sorry, 20 reps.
Are you looking to keep your arms here or just where it's got enough
Kind of
tension?
neutral, so a little bit into there. So
Yeah.
you always have a bit of tension
Okay.
on here. Good. Excellent.
Yeah, I like that one.
And then we're going into just using the bar, or you can use the wall. You hold on, kind of like a standing cat-cow. So you go curved all the way and then drop down to a hollow all the way. Just make sure you blur everything, because this is premium content right now.
What kind of height would you have the bar? Just like, so that's just above waist?
Hip height. Yeah,
Okay,
above
yeah.
hip height, kind of sort of belly button height. You go quite wide, so your normal sort of pressing width,
Okay.
because that's what we're trying to almost mimic. So you're going to go
So you're dropping right through.
drop down, trying to get like hollow out the back here.
Okay.
And as you said, as you were doing before, you can push into the bar, try and get a bit of
Alright,
activation
yeah.
there. So the more activation you get, actually, the lower you can go. And then then go the other way. Perfect.
Yeah, I've done this similar before, but not with the forward, not with putting pressure forward. Just try to go further down,
Yeah.
and that's probably the furthest I've gotten through that.
Because always with stretching is we don't want to just be pulling on tight muscles.
Yeah.
We want to be engaged in them before. Like I said about the finger trap analogy, is we have to be, sometimes put tension on to be able to allow the muscle to release, make it feel safe enough to lengthen.
Yeah. Yeah, kind of stretching under load rather than just stretching.
Exactly, yeah. Neuromuscularly, it just allows you to do a lot more.
Yeah.
So your body feels a lot safer to do it that way. So we've got the egg rocks for 20 repetitions. We've got the wrist rolls either forward or in towards you for 15. Got milking the cow, and then we've got this sort of dish to hollow, pressing in. If you don't have a bar, just press in against a wall. Yeah. It's like a really active cat-cow, but it's going to allow you to get stability muscles involved, which allows you to stretch the main muscles a bit more.
Brilliant. And then
2 to 3 times. This is perfect for, as I said before, about anyone who's struggling with some actual like warming up and weak wrists. Yeah. Or people who feel it mostly in their biceps when they row. Yeah. So
I've got a few people to try that with. I think definitely especially like bent over rows, starting to curl.
Just because they're thinking about getting distance in. Yeah. Because they sort of lose their awareness of lats and shoulders here. Yeah. But if we can create that awareness, the length and control, especially on this one, we know, oh, actually, I can hollow out and row and just feel it a lot more. So.
Yeah, that's good.
Happy with those?
Yeah, and that's that'll probably be quicker, that one.
Yeah. Much quicker, because you're about to do more fun stuff. You're about to bench. If you're going to squat, you're going to
do all the hard stuff and then do the easy stuff.
Yeah, exactly. If you're about to squat, you want to take your time. You're not going to train legs. Come on.
Yeah.
But otherwise, if you want to get to benching, you want to get to benching as quickly as possible. Yeah. So warm up is a bit less. It's also just a less complex movements, less that can kind of go wrong, realistically in there. Whereas there's a lot we have to undo generally day to day. Sitting. Tight hips. Yeah. Our shoes are so padded and they're lifted that we have trouble actually getting into ankle mobility as well. As well as a lot of people trying to undo those cues from bad trainers when they're saying squat, push through your heels, and they're back here. They're not engaging their ankle at all, really. So we're just building awareness, building strength actually in the extremes, and that's really about mobility, proprioception, extreme strength, to make squatting feel really easy.
Amazing. Awesome. I'm going to try that and come back to you. That's good. Thank you very much.
No, it's no problem at all. Thanks for being such a good model.